Why does this Bible show a woman pouring the contents of her toilet onto a man? To answer this question, we need to first talk about the book of Esther. Briefly, the book of Esther tells the story of Esther becoming queen, but evil Haman wants to eradicate all the Jews, primarily due to a bad interaction with Esther's cousin Mordecai. But Mordecai ends up saving the king's life, so when Esther tells the king about Haman's evil plan, the king impales Haman, promotes Mordecai, and the Jews are saved. The story of Esther is often preserved in beautiful, elaborate scrolls, like this 17th century Esther scroll, or Megillah, as the Book of Esther is also sometimes called. Unlike other biblical books, the Book of Esther is notable because historically, women have had much more freedom to write the scrolls, whereas the rest of the Hebrew Bible is traditionally written only by men. In this scroll, the upper panels show the vast landscapes of the Persian Empire, while the bottom panels depict scenes in the story, and is a beautiful example of how intricate and detailed some of these scrolls can be. But the picture we looked at in the beginning was from a 14th century Hebrew illuminated manuscript, which is another beautiful way images adorn these texts. Here we see the evil Haman begrudgingly leading Mordecai back to the palace to be celebrated by the king. However, this illumination shows that Haman's daughter thinks that Mordecai is the one leading Haman to the palace, so she decides to dump out her chamber pot and mistakenly pours it all over Haman. While this story isn't in the text, it does a fantastic job of showing how Esther is used by Jewish communities for centuries and millennia after it was written. When the dominant powers threaten your existence and the existence of your people, how do you react? The carnivalesque nature of Esther suggests that one way to react is through humor in making fun of the people that threaten your existence. Lastly, Arthur Szych's illustrated manuscript of Esther from 1950 shows the parallel between Esther and World War II. Szych has depicted himself writing out Esther while holding a Hamantaschen in case it was unclear that Szych was looking at Haman, who was hanging and wearing the garb of the Jewish oppressors in World War II Germany. In this post-war illuminated manuscript, Szych, like all biblical interpreters, has inserted himself into the text by comparing Haman to the oppressors of his day, begging the observer to ask what it means to put yourself into a text, and likewise, what is gained when intentionally bringing a text into our cultural and social surroundings. As I like to say, texts do not merely say something, but always must be interpreted, and I think the art of Esther shows this in a really fascinating way.